Good Wednesday morning, guys. My name is Jerry Miller, and welcome to Real Talk with Keith Smith. Thank you kindly for joining us. Today is a special day in our downtown studio of I Love CVille. Folks, it's Keith Smith's 60th birthday, the executive producer, the star of the show, all-around A-plus guy for over 4 years. And how many episodes? Did you get the number?
Yeah, no.
400 plus?
Yeah, we know 400. I think we're like 410, 412, I can't remember, but we're surely north of 400. So been sitting here we're in our 4th year, man.
Unbelievable.
You're going into the ranks of Jimmy Fallon.
Into the Jimmy Fallon ranks here in Central Virginia.
There
And it's
you
been
go.
our pleasure. That's Yonna Smith, his
Good
better
morning.
7/8.
Good morning.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. I did some quick math on the trusty little notebook here just to talk about Mrs. Smith. We've been together for 62% of my 21,900 days.
On this earth.
Love you, Shotzi.
I love you
very
too,
much.
baby.
Thank you.
62% of your life you have been with Yonna Smith.
Yeah.
And
That is amazing.
I can't
That
wait.
is amazing.
I can't-
Johnny Ornelas says, Feliz cumpleaños,
Thank you.
Keith Smith.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wish Keith Smith a happy birthday. Yonna Smith has brought a cake. Do we have the cake camera?
We got a cake cam, huh?
We have a cake cam over here. It
Cake
looks
cam.
like a delicious cheesecake with...
With some ganache on it.
You're 60, Keith.
Yeah, thanks. Well, I prefer the dyslexic version of it.
Oh, the 06, the 0.
Put that in perspective, 60.
I really haven't thought about it, but I'll tell you this morning, that's the reason we kind of came in here hot into the show. All the texts and the Facebook messages and, family calling and friends calling and people calling to bust my chops, such as Chris Fairchild.
Love you, Chris.
friend.
Good friend.
Always good for something.
His comment to me was, "Damn, I thought you were 60 10 years ago." With friends like that, who needs enemies? So I can't put it in perspective. How blessed I am, how lucky I am that to sit here, to have this beautiful woman to my right here, my children, our grandchildren, my parents, my 4 brothers and sisters, our clients, people we help. It's just, it's kind of sinking in. We've been kind of on the go, as everybody knows lately, visiting grandparents and, grandkids, and we just had the birth of our 3rd grandchild. It really hasn't sunk in, and maybe at the moment it's starting to sink in, man. 60 years.
We
Holy
may
shit.
have to expedite this before the cake burns.
Got it. So we've
Do
got
we
it.
sing happy
We
birthday?
do. We absolutely
Oh,
sing.
no,
I am
don't
not
do yes.
embarrassed to
Birthday.
sing. Judah's going to get the mic in front of him, and we'll hear his baritone voice in the
Oh,
background.
please. Sounds good. Who's giving me?
I think Yonna's doing a solo.
No, I'm not. Definitely not.
Ready?
Happy birthday to you.
Happy
birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Oh, God. Do we talk any sponsors left?
To you. 60 years old for Keith
Yeah.
Smith.
Cheers.
Big time.
Cheers.
Happy birthday.
Cheers.
Many
Thank
more.
you. Thank you. I'm supposed to
60
blow
is
that
young.
out?
You're supposed to blow this up.
Really?
Please.
Burns
Oh,
up.
God. Here we go. See if we can do it. There we
There
go.
you go.
Thank you, honey.
Very nicely done, Keith. So, 60 years old, a man who undoubtedly has lived life to the fullest. I would say that's safe. Would you agree with that, Yonna?
Yeah, I think we have.
Remember, I'm sitting here.
Yeah, we have.
I think he's lived life to the fullest.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've
Not afraid to really live it. That's the thing, right?
I've had a very interesting life, that's for sure. And so, I'm not dead yet, guys. So the quote Monty Python. I'm not dead yet. So I hope Neil Williams was watching, because that was a Monty Python and the Holy Grail reference.
He absolutely is.
Yeah, so I got 60 more years to go. I've got 20 more.
Days.
I've got we've been together 13,505 days. Can't wait for the next 13,505 days. You believe that?
I aim
We've
for the
been together for over 13,000 days. And you're still with me. God bless. I mean,
telling you.
You okay?
It's a new adventure every day.
That is.
What's from put in perspective grandchildren, put in perspective the birth of your own children, marrying Yonna, launching multiple businesses.
Failed at a couple of them.
Yep, had tremendous success with a few of them.
Yeah.
The current one in particular is doing extremely well. I mean, put in perspective the all that life has to offer.
You know, it's wow. I didn't expect to get philosophical today. You know, I've been super blessed, right? You know, we were talking about this when we were out in Seattle. We have a pretty awesome family, right? I had an awesome family. You know, we've got one of these families that everybody's in your face.
Yes.
Which is really great. Sometimes not so good, right? But you know, we've been super blessed with great parents, great brothers and sisters and daughters, and my beautiful wife. And it's just, it's just something that just builds upon a good foundation. And it really, a shout out, because I know my mother and father watch the show, a shout out to mom and dad, because I tell them all the time, thanks for showing me how it's done, showing us how it's done.
Absolutely.
Right? You know, if you have any questions about how it's supposed to be done, you just look. And I've said this on the show many a times before, if I go up and become half the man my father is, I'd be doing something in my life.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's true. And the same with my mother. You know, they just, when in question, you know, just look at what, we had this conversation with Yvonne, right?
Yep.
You know, about, you know, she's a new mother of a few days, right? 4 days.
4 days.
4 days.
Their youngest daughter.
Yes, Yvonne.
Yeah. Yep, their youngest daughter,
They had their baby on Saturday.
in Seattle.
In Seattle, Washington.
That's right.
10:26 p.m.
And we've highlighted on the show, so I'm not speaking out of turn, they're moving to the East Coast.
Yeah.
Moving to the Richmond area.
Richmond area, we're excited.
Okay. That's
Super
happening in
excited.
the near future.
Yep.
So we'll see yet another life event. I mean, when your youngest daughter and her husband, which you guys love, move from Seattle to 55 minutes down the road from you with a granddaughter, that's special. That's extremely special.
It's special. I was having a conversation with somebody yesterday about, you know, again, a recent grandparent, on how awesome it is. And it really is. You know, I can't explain it unless you go through it. You know, you're in the middle, right? You're in the
You're in
no
the
sleep.
trenches.
I'm in the thick.
You're
You're
in
in
the
the-
thick
Yeah.
of trying to get,
Sleep.
6 weeks and change, yes.
Yeah.
A good night is 4 to 5 hours of sleep, and we are not complaining. It's a
That's
newborn
actually
baby.
that's actually
That's the
really
new
good.
It's
normal.
phenomenal.
That's the new normal.
It's absolutely phenomenal.
Well, I can tell you at the age of 60 now, if I could get 4 or 5 hours
mentioned
of
that as well.
sleep, I would be very thankful for that. That sure didn't happen last night. It's just hard to get a consecutive. It's just the way life is at this point. I think nature and God has kind of played a mean trick on everybody, because this is the age you should be having little people, because you're not sleeping anyway. We're just hanging out together in the middle of the night.
That also means you have to get on the floor and wrestle and roll around and
don't
fall
know.
down the stairs with them as well.
I wouldn't mind that at all.
Did we fall down the stairs?
Well, I mean, you know what I mean. You
Yeah,
get a
yeah.
rough house.
Yeah.
Nicholas
Roughhousing.
Erpy says, happy birthday
Thank you,
to
Nicholas.
Keith
Thank
Smith.
you.
You look like you're 32 years old.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. That's a true friend, unlike Chris
I'll
Fairchild.
take it.
Neil Williamson says, which is older, Schoolhouse Rock or Keith Smith? Happy birthday, Keith
That's a
Smith.
great question. I probably think I'm older, but that's a great question. I don't know when Schoolhouse Rock started. That was probably after Sesame Street. I think Schoolhouse Rock started that. I don't.
wouldn't even know what
Yeah.
I wouldn't
That's
even
not
know
an
what that
Austrian
is. It's
thing,
not-
by the way.
I know Sesame Street, but that's about it.
This one's from Grayson. Please never sing on air. ever again.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Keith Smith.
I'm checking my texts and my emails just to make sure we didn't lose any sponsors. Then, and after 400 shows, please, 400 some odd shows, please stay with us, partners, and we will not ever sing again. Trust me.
Friend, colleague, and charter member Christopher Eagle.
Hey.
Happy birthday, Keith.
Thank you.
are the man.
Oh, thank you, Christopher. Thank you.
We shout out to him as well. Happy New Year.
So, I'm not prepared. It's funny, for me to be speechless and not have an answer, I don't know. I woke up with my beautiful bride, had a nice little breakfast, nice little cup of coffee, nice little cake, some flowers on the kitchen table. And you know what? It really doesn't get any better than that. I mean, that's pretty much.
I saw roses on Facebook.
Yeah. That's tradition, sort of.
And a cupcake. There's always roses.
Yeah, well, it used to
cupcake.
be more than just 2 cupcakes, but yes, cupcakes.
It usually would be like the number of your birth.
Yeah.
Pretty sure you didn't want to do 60.
But if I was to roll up with 60 cupcakes, I think I still would be home, probably trying to go ahead.
You made a delicious cheesecake.
I labored over it last night. Yes.
Mrs. Smith.
While I was watching the Golden Globes.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah.
We want to talk about that.
I'm excited to try it. I love cheesecake.
We're not talking about the Golden Globes.
No.
Lynn Snyder, happy birthday, Keith. The birthday wishes continue. Please wish Keith Smith a happy birthday in the comments section. I'll pass it along live on air. Myrna Ford, January 6, 1973, Schoolhouse Rock started.
There you go.
Oh,
so
wow.
She responds to Neil Williamson's question.
There you go. Yeah. So I was 10 years old when that came out, and I don't know if I ever actually watched it. To be honest with you,
I never watched it.
Yeah, it's kind of like
I
a Sesame Street. I think it was a cartoon, if I remember correctly, but I don't even know if we call them cartoons anymore. Is that what we call them? I don't know.
So what do you how about this question? Regrets, or would you do anything differently? The flip side of the coin, what, with the benefit of hindsight, can you acknowledge that you did absolutely right? And I think one of the things you did absolutely right is sitting right next to you.
Yeah, that was a softball.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's my job.
Thank you.
That's my job.
That was a
Thank
softball. Yeah, I mean, absolutely right. Regrets. Start with regrets first.
I asked you both sides too. You don't have to start.
No. But you started with regrets.
Okay.
And that's it's hard to answer that because I really don't think about that. I really don't. There are things that happen in one's life that are not pleasant.
Sure.
Regrets. I have a few. Oh, that sounds like a song. Another song. Should we break into that? Frank Sinatra song?
I think they said about the singing.
Yeah. Sorry, Grayson. Apologize. I'm sure I have a few, but I can tell you at the moment, I couldn't possibly remember them. Even what we went through together, right? Mm-hmm. And losing everything we had, but I don't.
That was a positive at the end, though.
Absolutely.
We didn't see it at that time, but there was a positive coming out of the negative, too.
Yeah, I tell that story all the time. I got to spend time with Yvonne.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
That I would never have done if we were.
Helped her become that Division I swimmer.
That's big time.
That she has.
So regrets.
Now helps her recuperate from and get set up for newborn. So, yep.
No regrets. I have to be honest with you. I have no regrets. The positive end of it, man, the list is so long.
Yeah, man.
From sitting here to do this 3 days a week, to go back, Yonna, to losing everything we had. If we didn't do that, we wouldn't be doing this.
Right.
Right? We would have been.
And you guys love what you do. Working with people.
I think one of the best decisions, second best decision I ever made was joining the United States Marine Corps.
I would agree with that.
And I remember I wrote a letter to Yvonne, and anybody, this better than anybody, but most people who've ever received an email or a text from me know I'm not a wordsmith by any stretch of the imagination. But I wrote a letter to her called Paths.
Okay.
And I think it's something I learned from my father, that he told me as a young man that, whatever fate puts in front of you, God, fate, whatever you do, whatever it is, work at 110%. Be 110% present in that, and only good things will happen with that. And and that's true, because if I didn't make that decision to do that, I would have never met Yonna, right? We wouldn't have our wonderful children. We wouldn't be sitting here. So these little decisions that you make, work them 110%. And we would say in the Marine Corps, adapt and overcome. When you get a problem, just adapt and overcome and move on.
There's a lot of trust in that, though, too.
Oh, explain that.
You trusted the path. You trusted in yourself. You trusted in the past.
But I didn't know that at the age of 18 or 19.
No,
I didn't
probably
know that. I mean,
You just went with it.
to be frank with everybody, I just wanted to beat the hell out of New York City back in the late 70s and the 80s, or late 70s, and I just wanted out. I wanted out of the city, and this was the path and I just chose a path and worked it.
Angelique Jenkins of Angelique's Kitchen is watching the show, and she's giving you some props. She says, "Happy birthday, Keith."
She's a wonderful person.
John Blair watching the show. I know you like Angelique's. Is it the catfish batter?
Yeah, we went through this before. I promised her.
She won't give it to you.
I promised her I would never bring it back up again.
She won't give it to you.
She won't give it to me.
Kevin Yancey wishing you a happy birthday.
Kevin sent me a direct message. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you so much. I didn't get a chance to respond to it. I was driving at the time, but thank you. And that's where the blessing is. Like literally, that's why I was late this morning. I was just all these folks that are just saying thank you and happy birthday, excuse me. And I want to just say thank you to them that it just was, it was like, what do I do? Do I take a shower or do I answer these folks? And it was a I took a shower, as everybody knows. Just this much.
Thank God.
I took a shower and I shaved.
We know you did. And you spent time doing your hair over there.
I may have done that.
Neil is
smiling about that.
Neil is giving you a zing. He says Keith is going to look even younger this summer when his face is absolutely clean shaven.
Ooh.
Do you know
that's still going?
That bet is still going.
Oh.
Yeah. So hey, speaking of the bet, a shout out. Juan Diego Wade's birthday is today.
Today as well.
So happy birthday
Happy
to him,
birthday,
as he referred. I can say this because he called me as a brother from another mother. So happy birthday, Wade.
Juan Diego Wade.
Happy
birthday to you, the vice mayor of Charlottesville City. John Blair watching the program and giving you props. Mr. Erpy says, I want to know, what does Keith want for his birthday? Either a material object, an experience, and no cop-out answers like world peace. I like that. It's a good comment. What do you want for your birthday? What are you going to do for your birthday?
What am I going to do for my birthday? I'm doing it right now.
What are you going to do, and what do you want? Two different questions here. You guys going to Tavola tonight?
Yes.
It's your birthday.
This is your birthday.
Yes, going to Tavola.
Okay.
So what I'm doing today is, after the show today, I'm going to hop on my bike and ride 60 kilometers. I'm going to ride a kilometer for each year that I'm out. That's what I'm going to do. As I was talking to Yonna on the way from the truck to here, I said, honey, I think I might have to rethink this. It's a little.
That's a lot?
A little cold. No.
No, it's just a little.
It's a little
brisk.
chilly.
Okay.
It's a little chilly out there. That's what happens when you hit the tender age of 60. Things that you have broken when you were. As far as regret goes, that's probably the one thing that at the age of 60, I regret. I was really, didn't care if I broke a finger or a toe or something like that. I can tell you, when the weather gets like this, at the age of 60, I regret the fact that I was a little. Let's say, nonchalant about, playing football in the street and, stuff like that. And, things like that are starting to pay off when the temperature gets below.
They remind you that they're there. They linger perhaps a little more.
A lot longer than a little more.
But, that's character. We'll call that character.
Makes you appreciate your body.
That's absolutely right.
Well,
Makes you appreciate your body and figure out.
We'll find out after I try this 60 kilometers how all
And
those
Yonna's
things
very
are.
much taking care of her body. She's doing the 10-miler.
Yes.
Right?
Starting to train again.
I saw that on Facebook. You did a word of encouragement for everyone.
Oh, absolutely. I look forward to it, and it's going to be an interesting challenge to see if I can can beat the 2-hour mark. I want to stay under 2 hours this year, and I think I can do it. But I need to really start training. I have not trained in a while, so
Yeah, we've been a little busy traveling.
we're a little
last-
busy traveling and taking care
Visiting.
of grandkids and children.
Will any of your daughters come for the 10 mile?
I think Yvonne wants to run it,
Oh, fantastic.
so
Fantastic.
No, she's signed up.
She's
signed
signed
up.
up. Yasmin signed up, so we shall see.
Jamie Turner giving you props.
Thank you, Jamie. Thank you
The
very
mayor
much.
of Gordonsville.
Thank you. Thank you.
Giving you love. He says, happy birthday.
Thank you.
To an absolute legend. Wish you many, many,
Did he
many
actually
more.
write that?
Yeah, many,
Oh,
many more, my
thank you,
friend.
man.
Yes, he
I'm
did.
Sweet.
flattered. I'm flattered.
Yeah.
I'm flattered. So, what I want is what I usually always want. I always prefer experiences over stuff. It's why we like to travel.
Yep.
Right. I'd rather
You
experience.
do own a $5,000 bike.
Thanks,
Gotta
Jerry.
throw that in there.
Thanks, Jerry. She didn't know
I
about
did
the
not
price
know
tag. She did not know the price tag. No, she didn't.
It's extremely bright. Yes, you did.
No, she didn't.
Wow.
Great, Jerry. And oh, by the way, that number was light.
I know it was like.
It was light. It's closer to $6,000.
So you love to travel with your family.
Well, actually, both, right? We like to travel.
Just
Ours.
the
Just
two
the
of
two
us.
of us,
Yeah, sure.
and we're very fortunate that our children want to spend time with us too. I mean, that's a blessing. That's
big.
That's fun. That's fun.
Instead of buying another bike, instead of buying another $5,000, $6,000 bike, I would rather spend a couple of weeks with my wife. That is my perfect gift to me. Thanks, Jerry. She literally had no idea how much.
Okay, okay.
She
It's all good. It's
literally-
all good.
She
It's all
literally
good.
had
This
no
makes me
idea.
nostalgic of the last time when
It's
we were
all
doing the
good.
show together here.
It's all good.
Uh-huh.
It's Keith's 60th birthday. Jennifer Taylor wishing him a happy 60th birthday. Kevin's giving you a zing. He's saying we're now in the Rice Krispie generation. Every morning, snap, crackle, pop
Oh
to
my
get out
God.
of bed.
Oh my God.
I have not
Right,
heard
and
that
it's like,
yet.
oh my God, it's like, oh, I didn't, oh, when did I hurt that? and it's like, oh, you got to get up and you got to have your cup of coffee, and
It's all good though.
Thank you, Shutzi, I appreciate
It's
that.
all good.
Thank you. 20 years ago or 10 years ago, right? It took me a little while to get out of bed this morning, and I would have jumped out and been going and all that stuff, but yeah,
It was
it's
a different time. Also had the kids at home at that time, so there's
good, yeah.
was a different dynamic. So.
yeah. So tell me, how do you feel about that, Yonna? How do you feel?
About you being 60? I love it. I don't feel like I'm the only one anymore.
Yeah,
so,
right. Yeah. So I married an older woman.
Yeah.
Nice.
He robbed the cradle.
That's fantastic.
No, you robbed the cradle.
You robbed the cradle, right? That's how that goes. Right?
So, yeah, I married an older woman for about 2 months. We're the same age. And then I
Then-
married to an older woman
there
again.
you go. There you go.
Yeah,
I
it's,
have to live it for you. And then,
I just, I only wish you, Judah, everybody who's watching and listening, I wish they could have the life that I've had and the success that I've had and the happiness that I had and the joy that I have. It doesn't mean that there wasn't any up and downs, right? There surely was. But I really wish everybody that they get to share it with somebody to do that. I honestly, Yonna, and I mean this. I honestly, and I've told you this privately, I honestly don't know what I would do without you. I don't know
Same here, baby.
what
Same here.
if this was not. I can't wait for 13,506 or 26,505.
For those just tuning in, those are the days they've been together. Keith acknowledged in the beginning of the show he's been with Yonna Smith for 62% of his time on this planet.
We've been married.
Been married 62%
Man,
of
we've
your
been-
life.
We've been together a little longer than that, but we've been married for 13,505 days.
That's
There you go.
impressive.
That's 62
How about another 21,900 days?
on top of the 13,000.
Absolutely.
I love it.
Somebody
you
do
go.
some quick math. How
That's
old?
That's another 60 years.
120.
Yeah.
Really? Oh, Jesus! I could just imagine that. And it's funny because we were talking about. Can you imagine us? Like we're 60. Can you imagine? What's 80 is going to look like?
I love
gonna
it.
be awesome.
I love it. It's going to be.
Yeah.
It's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
It's going to
You
be
guys would
amazing.
great.
We kind of hold on to each other now, walking up a set
It's
of
going to
stairs.
be. It's
60's the new 40.
I just wanted to say.
Yeah.
You make it with.
Okay, I'll take it.
You guys are full of energy. And it's
Yeah.
one of the reasons they thrive working alongside first-time homebuyers
We
and
love it.
millennials and Gen Zers is because they embody the spirit. And as soon as you guys walk into the studio, I felt it.
Thank you.
It's
Thank you.
tangible.
Thank you. Thank you.
And it's contagious. And that's why folks like Juan Sarmiento, who's the lead fleet technician at Charlottesville Alamo Transit, he's wishing you a happy birthday. You have a board
Thank
of
you.
supervisor from
Thank
Nelson
you.
County, friend of the program, Jesse Rutherford.
Jesse.
Giving you props.
Thank you, Jesse.
And wishing you a happy birthday.
Thank you, thank you.
You have folks of all walks of life
Yeah.
wishing you a happy birthday.
Yeah, and we sit in front of these microphones. We do this. You do this way more than I do, but I do this 3 days a week. We've been doing it for over 4 years now, and I really don't. It's hard to accept kudos, right? It's for me. It's just difficult. It's difficult to accept them. Maybe it's because we always want to help others, and then people that like to help others sometimes have a hard time receiving it on the end of it. But I'm just flattered, man. I could just see the Facebook feed blowing up, and my phone. Well, my phone I left in the truck, which is that must be getting old because I left my phone in the truck.
And you're not freaking out?
I am.
Oh, okay, you are.
You just don't know.
You're hiding it well.
You just
Got
don't
it,
know
got
it. You just don't know it. The legs below are going like this.
It's all good.
Yeah.
It's
So
all good.
I'm just honored and thankful, and this is just beyond. I'm speechless. I don't know what to say. It's just. I'm mumbling here.
So coming back though to the question that I think Nick asked,
About what you want?
what you want.
Yeah.
I think that's a good question.
Well,
What
I
do
did.
you want?
I think I did answer it. A new bike. I'm sorry.
I think he said share some experiences with
Yeah.
you.
No.
Yeah.
I forget about that.
Well,
New
let's
bike.
cut to the chase. The man does like bikes.
Oh, he does,
Yeah.
and I'm glad he does.
Yeah.
Exercise. Yeah.
Yeah. So experiences. It's always been experiences. It's I actually surprised Yonna for Christmas with jewelry. When was
Yeah,
the
I
last
was-
time I bought you jewelry? Decades ago.
It's been a little while.
Yeah. So I would rather, personally, spend money on experiences than something like that. I
Yeah.
don't know if Mrs. Smith feels the same way about
No,
it.
I think she
I
does.
definitely do. Absolutely. I'm probably about as adventurous as you are.
Yeah. And you
And,
love being around your girls.
Oh my God, yeah.
And their
big time.
families, yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, that's
And you're fortunate because they
That's a
travel
blessing.
a lot of times with you.
they do, and that's again that was sort of one of the summarizing, I would say, aha moments that I said, my God,
When you're out in Seattle.
we're so blessed
Yeah.
in a way that they do want to hang out with us. We have fun together. We seek each other's company, and we're witness to their family growing, and that's really, I have to tell you that you and I spoke about that many times. That's our modus operandi, that we want to make sure we're going to stay healthy for the next
20 years,
maybe
30
not
years.
21,900 days, but long enough that we can
Watch them blossom.
watch them blossom.
Yeah.
You know?
And watch them get married.
Yeah,
and
watch them graduate, get married, or not, or whatever they're deciding to do. But like you said,
So Yonna, how
that's
do
a
you?
blessing.
One of your daughters is watching right now.
Yvonne.
Ivani
Yeah.
is watching.
Yeah.
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 She said
in
she would.
Seattle.
She said she would.
She has this message for you. We are so proud of all that you have done to help our family,
Aw.
the community, and everyone you interact with every day, Dad. Our family is better with you in it. Is it Ravina?
Ravenna is her name.
Is very lucky to be loved by you.
Aw.
Happy birthday, Dad. I love you.
Thank you, sweetheart. I love you too.
It's his youngest daughter right there.
Thank you.
Yeah. She's a sweetheart.
New mama.
Both of them.
Marines
New
are
mama.
not supposed to cry.
New mama.
New
Youngest
mama.
daughter of Keith.
Yeah, I mean, but, and then maybe we take it for granted, but
No, I don't take anything.
I don't either. But
Thank you, Yvonne. It was very
Yeah.
well. She really knows how to write.
But just dawned on me. You're 100% right. Our children like to hang out with us.
Yeah. I mean, you get into the, I would say 3 to 4 date kind of little rough edges.
Well, yeah.
And you
it's just
kind
like
of,
any
you know,
family.
it's like you're infringing on their sort of routine as much as, you know, we feel like we have our routine, so we're trying to melt these routines again. But overall, I mean, just having them all together in one place and, like I said, manage chaos with the kids and trying to figure out what to do and enjoy each other's company at the very end is just as priceless.
It's beautiful.
You can't
So
put
what
a,
stinks
you can't
after
put
3
a,
days?
fish
Guests
and
and fish.
Guests and family. I mean, you cannot put a value onto that. I mean, this is as good as life gets, in my opinion.
Yeah,
So,
but our daughters or children, which it's amazing how you'll find out another 10 years or 15 years from now when all these little personalities start.
they start sooner than that.
Yeah, you're
They start
probably
sooner
seeing it
than
already.
that.
Yeah.
Right, they start already.
Well,
You
when
you
you-
can already see where they're
Where they're
going,
gonna go.
right? Where they're
This
gonna
one's
go.
kind of got
Yeah.
my
Yeah,
personality. This
absolutely.
one has Yonna's
Oh, yeah.
personality.
Oh,
and,
you can definitely sense that.
and it's not really what it's not the one that you thought it was going to be.
Sure.
Oh.
Right? And, the fact that we can spend, a week or 2 weeks together as a family at this age
And still like each other.
and
at
still
the
like
end.
each other at the end
It's big time.
That's
is,
big.
is pretty
Yeah.
is
It's
pretty
big.
awesome.
That is
Well,
awesome.
you're fortunate. You had your in-laws for what?
2 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the birth of our second son.
Wow.
And it was just a blessing. I mean, I was having the conversation with Yonna off
Yep.
air. 2 months, everyone's like, wow, your in-laws are in your house for 2 months. I would have loved if it was longer.
Sure.
I mean, as many hands on deck as possible with a newborn baby.
Absolutely.
And to see, I mean, we have a photo of our youngest son before he turned 6 weeks old, and I'll show it to Keith and Yonna, and I'll see if the viewers and listeners can see it, where my father-in-law is holding our son.
Oh, wow.
And he's smiling.
Oh my God.
Oh, wow.
I mean, he's 5 weeks old. And
May I?
Yeah, absolutely. And
Yeah.
my wife took that picture over my father-in-law's shoulder.
Yeah.
That's so
My father-in-law is holding our 5-week-old son,
Oh, what a
now
blessing.
6.
He's laughing.
And he's smiling. He's laughing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that is going to be one of the most prized possessions we have.
Absolutely.
And-
Because you got grandfather and 5-week-old, and he's smiling.
Yeah.
And you have like the perfect picture.
Absolutely.
And then, like, to put it, I appreciate what you guys say now more than ever, because this is what it's all about.
Absolutely. I mean,
I mean,
really.
seeing this, I mean, forget about it. Like, anything that I could do or anything that I could want, I mean, I look at this now and get emotional.
Yep.
I mean, this is
No.
what it's about.
Yeah, absolutely. And you will see that's going to become even more, I would say, impactful
Yeah, absolutely.
when they can express it, when you see some of their reactions to things that you're like, where did that come from? And it's just see them blossom into adults.
So all the work that you've done, all the effort that you've put on, everything that you've built here, which is awesome, that's what it's all about.
Yeah,
that
that's
picture,
priceless.
that moment is what it's all about. And being successful is great, but without that,
It has,
it's impactful on it, and it's really changes the way you start thinking and the way you start moving forward. We are, Yonna and I, and jump in anytime, Shutzi. We're so blessed that we get to help people. I've said this before. We never think about literally never think about the money. Never have, as long as I've been in business. It's all about helping people, right? And that will follow, right? It'll follow behind that. But to go ahead and help people when we were away, we're helping another young couple sell a home that they've been in for a couple of years, which has been a challenge, which we were successful in doing and buying because their family is growing. They needed a bigger house. They're sending pictures of grandparents and kids and all this kind of great stuff. And we're part of that. We're part of making that happen and getting them to be successful. on, to have a place to grow and become their homes. That's why we do this for. I mean, that's why I do it for them.
Well, I think it's a gift. If you think about it, it's a gift that you're able to be part of somebody's journey, wherever they are in their life, that you can help them make a difference, help them get to their next level, and help them be successful too. Financially successful, personally building something for them that has a future. So I always say I'm really not, as far as my profession is concerned, I really have a hard time saying I'm a realtor. I am a relationship builder.
Look at that, the person from...
She said the word perfectly.
The person from a foreign country.
I hear Donna patting in my ear to say, better say this correctly.
The guy from the United States, from Brooklyn, can't say it.
We're very blessed we can do what we're doing and can make a difference.
And I've seen it firsthand with some of your clients and how you go about your business. People think of a home and they think of the pantry and where their little boy is measured with pencil marks on a wall, or they think of a home and, this is where we brought our baby for the first time.
Sure.
And he slept next to our bed in the bassinet, or our oldest son kicked the wall there and it's Nick forever.
Sure.
They also think about you guys giving them the key and the entry into where they're going to grow and raise their family. So you guys are very much woven into the memory flip book of someone's journey in a home. And I think that's special.
And the evidence in that is that the young couple we helped, that we were just talking about when we were out in Seattle, referred us out to 3 other young couples. Right, and says, look, this is who you need to talk to help them make this decision or help them navigate. Because these, this...
I think more than ever, with this overflow of information and overflow of negative information, I think everybody is, including us, everybody's looking to really be a positive communicator on many levels. We still have a wonderful life. I mean, if you think about that, being able to go ahead and have a family that loves you, you have a family built their future. I mean, that's a gift as far as I'm concerned.
Absolutely.
So.
But you got to have the skills and the talents and the trusted advisor, and data is great to look at, particularly on Real Talk with Keith Smith.
You got to send us that information for the reports tab.
I thought I sent an email yesterday.
You got that information?
I sent it. Thought I sent an email with the slides for today, but you know what? I was 59 and some hours old, and I may have forgotten.
I'm sure you said it.
I may have forgotten it, but I sent it. So we said we would talk about Charlottesville numbers today, and I know Yonna has a meeting to go to, so you're welcome to stay as long as you want, Shotzi.
If you want me to stay, then I'll stay.
This is hilarious.
If you don't, I'll leave.
This is from your daughter.
Which one, Yvonne?
Your daughter in Seattle. Dad only thinks about the money when he gets yelled at for spending it on clothes.
Or now bikes. Thanks, Jerry.
Oh, that's so funny. Olivia Branch is watching. She's the queen of Keswick, Virginia. She says, happy birthday, Keith Smith.
Thank you.
I got more of these messages than I can possibly count. Put in the feed, and I will try to relay it live on air. The birthday wishes for Keith Smith. He is 60 years old today. For over 400 episodes here on the I Love CVille Network and Real Talk with Keith Smith, he has entertained, and he has just absolutely made you feel at home with a entry into what it's like to be a Smith in a lot of ways. Diane Zutt is watching the program. Giving you some props right now for a birthday.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I said thank you, Diane. That's it's the birthday wishes literally were coming from somebody that. When was the last time we saw this person in St. Martin? Was years ago, 10 years ago, right? 10 years ago. The last time I saw this person was 10 years ago. We've got we just bumped into each other and had a cocktail or a cup of coffee or whatever it was on the beach, and probably a cocktail on the beach, and sent me birthday wishes this morning.
Nice.
It's just amazing. It's social media
Used for the good.
There you go.
Yeah, used for the good.
There you go. Not this.
And that's what Real Talk with Keith Smith has embodied from day one.
Yes and no, right? It started with you. To give kudos to you because you created the network, you created everything. You convinced me with a little bit of forcefulness, right?
I knew you'd be good at it.
Yeah, thank you. To go ahead and do that, but you're 100% right, and that's what we're trying to do here. Is have a lot of fun, right? And get some information out, help people, and
just a little
apparently
bit of
have cake
just
with a little bit of rum.
Tidbits, just in case you're interested. You're in the company of Alexander Hamilton, being born on January 11th. Did you know that?
Why did you think I wanted to go to Nevis, Shotzi?
Oh, my lordy.
So Nevis is an island in the
Yes.
Caribbean where Hamilton was born, and we went there.
Mary J. Blige.
Oh, really? Who
Mary
else?
J. Blige.
Mary J. Blige.
Anybody else famous?
William
Is Keith
James.
Smith on that list?
William James, American psychologist.
Oh, I've never
Ashley
been.
Butler has given you props.
Thank you. I've never
At
been.
Hillsdale.
I've never been put into the category of psychology. So me in that category.
But you
wasn't-
have been put into the category with female rappers, huh? Mary J.
Mary J. Blige?
Apparently.
Oh, wow, okay.
Well, I think we have to agree. Continue with. I think as executive director. The only time singing was allowed was this 60th
Well, it's
birthday.
the happiest birthday
and
right
then we're
here.
not allowed to. We're not
Grace
allowed.
said very, with a lot of empathy,
So,
said, please never sing again.
Grayson, I appreciate that. So part of being in the Smith household, the Smith dynasty, for lack of a better term, we are a very abrupt. Very. Help me out here. Not abrupt. What's the word I want to use?
Impromptu.
No. You know
Very
what everybody's
boisterous.
thinking.
Shameless.
You know what everybody's thinking. Nobody
open.
holds back.
Straightforward, transparent. What you
and-
see is what you get.
And if
Wear
and,
your emotions on your sleeve.
and
Loyal.
and if you
Vulnerable.
Loyal. Yeah.
and if you make a snafu,
Alpha.
you make a snafu, you know about it. People will call you out in my family in a heartbeat, and it's not malicious. It's not whatever. It's just like
But you know where you stand.
yeah. Every time I make up words, I hear it.
That's great.
I
If you
hear
like it or not.
If you like it or
not,
if you like it or not.
You're in company of Theodosius the First, Roman Emperor,
Oh, so I'm an emperor now. Look at that, huh?
sole emperor of both the East and the West.
There you go.
Christy Lynn Beck is
Christy
wishing
Lynn,
you a
thank
happy
you.
birthday.
Thank you, Christy Lynn. Thank you. Awesome real estate agent. Absolutely awesome real estate agent. Yeah, so, I had nothing. I had planned to talk a little bit about Charlottesville numbers today, but, this is just flattering. I'm twiddling my thumbs and I'm uncomfortable with all the accolades, but
Like I told you.
but
know.
who told you? Told
She highlighted he is not going to want the attention
Nope.
on him.
Nope.
Yeah. Well, how long? I mean,
Well, I mean, look, it's an interesting dynamic, and Christy says, thank you for those kind words, Keith. The man loves the camera,
Without a
but
doubt.
he doesn't want the
Without a doubt.
verbal attention and accolades bestowed upon him because he gets embarrassed. But he loves the camera.
Oh,
It's a very interesting
without a
dynamic.
doubt.
Yeah, right.
It's sort of the headwinds.
I'm sitting right here, guys.
Yeah. He loves the camera,
Yeah.
but he does not want the attention and the props.
Yeah.
Makes him uncomfortable.
And go anybody with a psychology degree
Yeah.
out there listening,
You need
please
about
define.
25 sessions, 50-minute sessions right there.
Well, how do you know I'm not going? But So our oldest daughter, who's in the business, says that to me all the time. She's around A-listers that I love the camera more than these A-listers that she's with in the movie business. But I don't know. Maybe I don't know. We're doing a therapy session here?
We can.
Maybe
Generally, when the three of us get together.
that's what happens. That's what happens. Maybe I like doing this, and the camera and all this stuff is to help others, right? Not have others help me, and that's always been a struggle of mine. I don't receive kudos well. I always want to help others. We always want to help others, but receiving it is always difficult. And I don't know the answer. I don't know why that is. I'm sure somebody can explain that has some...
I'm sure that this is human.
I think
it's all human.
That's a lot of us.
Are you the same way?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I think most of us are.
Yeah.
Like you always said.
And that's
don't
funny
think it's
because it's totally opposite of what you think it would be, right?
When you're doing your show, it's truly you're entertaining and educating.
Yeah.
This is different. This is us championing you.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate that.
And you're getting props from more people. I'm going to try to mention as many names as possible. Travis Hackworth is in Danville.
Yeah. He's doing awesome stuff out
saying
there.
happy birthday to
you know, to Travis, you know, I've been promising to go out for a bike ride. It's probably going to be in the summer now at this point out there. But a shout out to him because I do track everything that he sends and I do read it, and they're really doing some awesome work out in Danville. So, you know, kudos to you, buddy.
Yonna, what would you like to see from Keith over the next 60th year of his life on this planet?
Ooh, great question.
That's a very good question. I think really being able to be in the moment and enjoy what life has to offer you.
Get off his phone?
Well then.
You're betting 1,000 here, brother.
I know him well. I spent a lot of time with him.
Yeah.
You threw me under the bus on the bike.
It's okay. It's okay.
You just backed over me.
No.
Oh, no.
This is hyperbole from Keith over here.
There's no hyperbole. There's one little rub within our relationship.
She said she wanted you to be in the moment.
Be in the moment. I didn't say
Yeah.
get off the phone. I said be in the moment.
But how do you know I can't multitask? Are we going to have... We're not going to do this live, huh? Okay.
My better half would say the same.
Yeah.
Would say the same.
I'm really trying to get better.
It is
with
challenging.
That.
It is an absolute challenge, and
It is addicting.
and the thing
It is addicting.
Absolutely.
I can tell you that I have no problem shutting this phone off and being
She
okay.
does. Yeah.
Keith,
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
other hand, it's going to take him a couple of days.
I mean, we joke about it, but
Let this go.
the fact that
you know?
phone is in the truck right now,
You have anxiety.
anxiety is a big word, but
You're thinking about it.
no, well, we have been doing this a very long time. Our chemistry is excellent, and you know, I've developed these routines, right? And that's the other thing.
Sure.
That's the other thing when you hit a certain age, right?
Yeah.
At 60, right?
I think that's at every age. Keith.
I think my
You're
routine-
talking about habits.
Habits and routine.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
Routines matter, and
I'm not
you know,
saying
I
they
have to
don't.
park in the same spot, right? And I'm sitting here, I'm starting the show, and I went, oh my God, where's my phone? Literally, that was the only thing I was thinking about was where was my phone, and my phone's not in front of me. So, but
Christy says, I'm on my phone 24/7. She catches heat. Nicholas says, he says to his wife, no phones before dinner. No phones at dinner. I think it's called, Michael Plecker, welcome to the show.
well, we do that. We don't have phones at the dinner table.
The phone is, like you said, it's an addiction. It's an addiction.
So
and when we're in, all of us, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, if you're in business for yourself or you're working for a team, you're in the people business.
Undoubtedly.
In the people business, the communication business. And the challenge with these phones is there's a fine line with good communication and service and prompt response and it consuming your life.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So it's
with
about
that.
It's a fine line.
And it's
very
about
much so.
expectations, setting expectations with the person on the other side.
Right.
And you did that to me. And
Well,
right.
the only reason I did it for you is because you were texting me at like 4:47 in the morning. Legitimately 4:47, 5:07 in the morning.
but
and my wife is like, we have a 2-year-old.
Yeah.
But
But
it's going off.
But you that's your family.
Yeah.
You were part of our family, and you set the boundaries. Said, dude, you can't do that. And I've ever done that ever since.
No, absolutely not.
I've never done that ever since.
But I think if you're able to...
I want to,
communicate.
but I've never done it.
If you're able to communicate this right from the beginning,
Right. That's the key.
I can honestly tell you, you don't want to talk to me after 8 o'clock at night. And I always say, it cannot, I mean, unless really something's on fire.
And that happens.
It can happen, but after 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, I mean, I'm trying to really look on the other side and say, hey, do you want to be bothered at 9 o'clock at night? Well, if you don't want to be bothered, why do you bother me at 9 o'clock? You know
Sure.
what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I mean,
So
the
for me,
word
it's
bother is not the right terminology, but kind of give that mutual respect to each other. That,
Well, unless it's a true 911.
Yeah, that's
at 9 o'clock at
question.
night, in
Yeah.
our line of work, there's not that much we can do about
That's
it
exactly
until
right.
the morning, right? And in my case, I'm usually sound asleep at 9 o'clock anyway, so good luck trying to get me. But back to Christy being on the phone 24 hours a day, and that's a bit facetious, of course. It's probably 22 and a half hours. But, but in our business, in our service business, we just talked about it, right? We love being service to others, and we do that. And we get asked these questions all the time because we work in this together, right? We work in this business together. I have clients, Yonna has clients, we have mutual clients, right? She's working, and we've just kind of developed this system or this plan. We never really verbalize it, we just do it. That, at a certain amount of time, that phone gets shut off, that phone gets turned back on in the morning. Again, between 9 and 7 in the morning, there's not that much we can do about anything. And then we go ahead and start tackling. And sometimes I've learned with these phones, and you have to figure this out, and it takes time to figure it out. Sometimes people just want to get something out. It doesn't mean you have to respond to it.
Absolutely.
Right?
Michael Plecker, who always likes to throw a little zing and a little
Oh,
zag
sure.
from time to time.
I was waiting for him.
He
Him
says
and-
in the
him and-
next 60 years, Keith and Yonna will be moved and living in Charlottesville.
Michael, thanks, buddy. Thanks. I got it.
Yes, Michael.
I'm in trouble for a bike now. I'm in trouble for being on the phone a lot. And then we're
we
going to
love
go
ya.
into this whole Charlottesville.
We
One
love
of
you.
your
love
one
you.
of your most favorite son-in-laws is watching the program.
Harry.
Ah, Harry.
Harry Tyson. We love
No.
Harry Tyson. He says, "Happy birthday, Keith."
Thank you, Harry.
Thank you, Harry.
And he just is wishing you a lot of love, and he's highlighting that he's listening to the show right now.
Thank you. Of course, because he's the best son-in-law that actually listens
Ooh,
to it.
Harry's going to like to hear that.
Yeah. No, but there is no competition in our family. Not.
No, there is.
Oh,
no.
God, that whole time thing was that. And I'll just
That was on the birth of your granddaughter.
Yeah, and I won. Just so that
He won, Harry Tyson.
I
No,
won.
Oh, you won.
I won.
I won.
No, you did not
I
win.
did.
I won. Okay.
Whatever.
What's it feel like to be a grandfather for the third time?
I love it. I love all my 3 grandchildren, and since Harry is listening, and I love our first grandchild, little Harry, to death. But there's just something about a little girl. I've always, because I've had girls. We had girls, but I'm a bit smitten with Vienna, who is Harry's daughter, Yasmina's daughter. I'm a bit smitten with her.
Harry said you did not win, Keith. Yonna won.
I won.
He said Yonna won.
10-26.
Damn it.
You did not win.
10-26.
I'm going to go back to the tape.
I will say this. I spent a lot of time with Keith. I saw you guys come back from the last recharge with your family, and it was in a sunny area.
Oh, got it. Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
I will say when you came back from that time away with your family, I noticed an energy associated with your grandchildren that had escalated in, you had a zest for spending time with your grandchildren even more than you did before that trip.
Yes, that's a double-edged sword, right?
Like you were consumed with them longer and talking about them and eager to see them again. And I'd seen that prior in the 3 or 4 years of us doing the show. But after this last trip, it was more tangible.
Because
You taught your oldest how to swim, I believe, right, Harry?
well, yes.
Help,
We helped him.
we
We
helped
helped
him.
Yeah, helped him along.
Helped
yeah,
him along with the
he
swimming
He
and-
went from not swimming to swimming. He had a life vest on, and or whatever they
Floaty?
Floaty. Well, it wasn't floaty. It was an actual vest kind of thing. But
Plus, he was able to communicate. I mean, he was interacting, communicating. It was just wonderful.
But he's 4,
Yeah.
and Vienna's 2.
Yeah.
Did I get that right?
Yeah. Yeah, no, we'll be too.
It will be. That's right. Yeah, should we too
Will
on
be
the 26th, right? January 26th.
She's going to set the world on fire, this young lady.
Oh, good Lord, yeah. Her and Yvonne are the same people. The poor Harry. Oh, God. Harry, you have no idea what it's about ready to come your way.
I think he does. He has seen.
Oh,
he
God.
has seen in Yvonne and in her best.
Thank you for noticing that, because it's been a conflict for us, right? Not a conflict. That's a strong word. It's been, like, oh, this was really cool.
It's been a balancing point that you guys are prioritizing.
And we need to learn that.
Yeah.
So we need to learn that. So that's one of the things that I think I've lived it in the year now that I'm a little older than you. That
You're older than him by 2 months. Is it a 2
Actually,
months?
no.
No, it's 10 months.
It's 10 months.
Oh,
10 months, right? You got it
10
backwards.
months. I stand corrected. I apologize.
10 months older, yeah.
We like to say that my...
And Harry says he's ready. Harry, you are ready. You're
Oh,
a good man.
I know you
You're
are.
absolutely
I
ready.
know you are. You know what's coming. You have seen Yvonne in her best years.
Well, the challenge you guys have is like you guys absolutely love your work.
Oh, yeah.
And you love servicing and helping people. And oftentimes that time happens on the weekends.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know?
I
so it's a
actually-
matter
It
of
does.
balancing that, right?
This is what I was saying. This is a matter of relearning how to set the priorities.
Right.
And not that I would ever say no to somebody on a Sunday.
But it's funny.
But if I have to, be honest with you, I think this is also a matter of showing the other side. Family is important, and
Yes.
I'm willing to go ahead and, with their understanding, willing to say, okay, I see my granddaughter today rather than going out and doing something else. So, it's again, this is a boundary.
But that takes for the young agents out there that are watching or listening to this,
There's a lot.
it takes time to build that up. That's something, in the beginning,
Yeah. I mean,
you might have to be on your phone for 24 hours
20
a day.
years ago, 20, 30 years ago,
Absolutely.
we were on, we didn't have the accessibility of phones that we have right now, but we were on the phone a lot too.
I was
So-
thinking, it's funny you should bring that up. I was thinking about that the other day, right? We've been doing this since 87.
A while.
And
Real estate.
Yes.
how much everything has how much the
Evolutionized, isn't it amazing?
isn't it amazing, right?
Yeah.
Remember when
For
we
the
started?
good, for the better?
That's a great question.
I
think
guess
you and I look at it
I think it comes back to balancing. I think, yes, in a sense that we feel we can be closer to each other. At the same time, it's too much. And I think we have to kind of try to figure out how to kind of balance that. I can live without a phone. Really, I can.
But you can't though,
I
right?
can.
So that's
I
that's
can.
you can, but you can't, right? You can emotionally, but everything we do now on our business, 90, and Neil will correct me because I'm sure he has the data, I think it's 95, 96, 90, some huge percentage of real estate is now done or started anyway on an iPhone or Android, if anybody actually uses them.
Well, I always look back
But-
at how we did business 40 years ago, without internet, without really a cell
Yeah.
phone. And the business was still done. I'm not
But-
saying we should go back to that, but what I'm saying is to really put it in perspective.
Yeah.
I think we are a living proof that it can be done.
So let me change that around a little bit. So in 87, the big thing was a fax machine, right?
Oh my
Remember?
God, yeah.
It was a fax machine, and it wasn't even the paper kind. It was
No.
Oh, yeah.
It was the thermo roll.
Oh,
The
it was-
dotted printing. It's like
The telex.
Yeah,
We started
yeah.
out with a
Oh,
telex
yeah,
machine.
that's a little bit
In
before.
Soviet.
Yeah, we actually started with that, but that's when we were working for our respective governments. Just think about this, right? We just came from a week, no, how long was it? 10 days, 11 days? Out in Seattle. We did business. Okay, I did business. I did business out there.
Put 2 homes under contract, right?
We put 2 homes under contract.
Not that we're talking about them.
Not that we're talking-
What did you call them yesterday or on Monday? It wasn't superstitious.
No, what did I call
What
it?
was the word he used?
Oh, I created a word that
You
did not
created a
work.
word.
That didn't
Don't
work.
One
wanna
of the
jinx
things
it.
we learned from Yonna is you don't talk about it. You don't talk. I learned that from you, Yonna.
Thank
We're
you.
not talking
Thank you,
about it.
Richard.
We're not talking about it.
So it never happened.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
happened.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Not talking about it.
We're not talking about it. Superstitious. That's what I
Jinx it. You jinx
no,
it.
I mixed
I
stuff
created-
like I usually do. I put a half of one word and a half another word
Yes, you
and
did.
throw them together and come up with some new word that Smith understands, but nobody else does. But look, think about it, right? We traveled, we did business. 87, we would not have been able to do that, right? We would not have been able to help those couples to go ahead and do that. In 87, it wouldn't have happened, right? It just
I
wouldn't
think we
have
would have
happened.
made it happen.
Yeah, you guys are doers.
I think we
You
would
guys
have
make
made it
stuff
happen.
happen. I think you would have made it happen too. You would have been maybe on a payphone or a phone in the hotel lobby.
Something.
Yeah, you would have made it happen.
Or finding some place to send a fax machine.
Yeah,
or,
you guys are doers.
People
Okay.
did it before.
I get it. I just, it's a blessing and a curse at the same time,
It is.
right? So it is, as far as I'm concerned, I love technology.
No,
I'm a
you're a tech head.
I'm a 60-year-old millennial.
Yeah.
I love technology, but I love it because it makes what we can do easier.
Well, I mean, you have breakfast via FaceTime with your grandchildren.
There you go.
And it's one of your most favorite things.
There you go. Did it this morning.
You took pictures of him on FaceTime with little Harry and from your house.
Yep.
At breakfast.
Yep. Literally.
That's beautiful. Like we FaceTime.
I just wanted to say you can FaceTime with your family.
You know
too.
what you guys would love if you don't already have it? And this would be, Harry, if you're still watching, this would be a fantastic gift for Keith. The Facebook portal.
Oh yeah.
The Facebook portal, there's different versions. One of them can legitimately connect to your flat screen TV. Mm-hmm. So you put the camera right above the TV and you look at the TV and you interact it as if you're doing it this way. The other one is kind of a version like this. And our son FaceTimes with Mimi and Pee all the time.
Nice.
And it follows you around. You don't have to worry about balancing your phone on something. Literally, it will follow you around the kitchen. It's like $200.
I think I'll take you up on that.
It takes the FaceTime, which I love FaceTime,
Yeah.
on a phone to a different level.
Oh,
So
sure.
Like an extra 15% of improvement, and that extra 15% is worth the $200.
So Vienna, who's soon to be 2, knows how to do that on the iPhone, and she grabs Yasmina's, our oldest daughter's phone, and I'll get these FaceTime phone calls, and I'll just see her feet. And she's like walking around.
Right, that's what our son does.
She's walking
Or he
around.
goes like this. It's like his nostril.
That's exactly right.
And he's talking. He's just going around the house. You might be getting seasick, by looking at your grandson's nostril or my son's nostril. But that's why the portal's great, because it just sits somewhere.
It's stationary.
But,
It's stationary. Yeah.
But
Stationary.
we wouldn't be talking about this cool stuff then, because it's really cool, right?
Yeah.
It's just like one big eye.
Yeah, right. He likes to put it right under his nose.
Yeah. Well, because he's talking into it, to
Right.
him that it works on his brain.
That's exactly what
Totally
it is.
works. It's like my grandfather name is Pop Dad, and the reason it's Pop Dad is my daughter calls me Dad, and my grandpa name was supposed to be Pop. So both of our grandchildren put them together and said, okay, well, you're Dad and you're Pop, and so that's what they call me, Pop Dad, and all that kind of great
And I'm
stuff.
Gigi Mom.
Gigi Mom.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. What do you want to see from your family over the next, call it 10 years? I mean, I would say 60 years. Let's say 60 years.
Oh, good Lord. 60 more years? I don't know, 120. Again, unless you have been through this grandparent thing, and we've been talking about this a lot, but this grandparent thing, it's really hard. It's like being a Marine, right? It's really hard to explain unless you've been through it and understand it on that end of it. I can't believe, right, this is something my father would say to us, right? Mm-hmm. Have more kids, right? I'm excited about more grandchildren. I'm excited about more
No pressure.
Yeah. I'm excited about more grandchildren. I'm excited about growing up. Right? It consumes our conversations because
I can't wait to take him to Disney World. I mean, seriously.
Who's that, Harry?
No, all of them.
All-
All of them, if I can.
Yeah, I'm not a
I mean,
fan.
it's going to be insane, but
be insane.
manage chaos. But
Well, I prefer to take them overseas and travel around. I'm
oh,
not a-
that goes
yeah,
without saying.
Mickey Mouse is fine, but that's the conversation we're having. We want to take our while we're healthy. I know this sounds a little bit morbid right now.
Where we can physically
While we're
can do
healthy,
it.
while
Make
we
memories.
Yeah.
that's exactly right. While we're healthy, while
Adventures.
we can, the next 10 years they're going to be at these great ages that we can just say, hey, little Harry, when he's 8 years old, 9 years old, 10 years old, and to say, guess what? Hop on a plane. We're gonna go see your home place back in Austria, right? Because you're part Austrian.
Heritage.
Yeah,
Yes,
see your
absolutely
heritage and see that, and go to Ireland and see that part of our heritage, and Italy and that part of our heritage, and different parts of the world, and get to know different cultures and folks. To me, that's
languages.
And languages. That's why I'm excited about bringing it. And God willing, we'll be able to do it financially and all that stuff. So that's kind of where my brain's at, and helping people grow our business and grow our relationship with our grandkids and our children.
Perfect.
That's
Bill
it.
McChesney says happy birthday.
Thank you,
Keith.
Bill. Bill was. I will give a shout out to Bill. When I turned my phone on this morning at 7 o'clock, he was the first one to wish me a happy birthday. So he wins.
Very
He
nice.
was the first one that popped up.
This question, where would you like to take your grandkids for a travel experience? Thank you, Nick, for that question. That's a good one.
Well, Mrs. Smith apparently thinks.
No, I mean, at home would be the first thing, but obviously
Yeah,
the
back
the
home,
fun part.
back
yeah.
to Austria, back to Italy, back to
awesome.
Ireland.
Yeah.
Get to see that part of the world, and they've got to be a certain age that it kind of resonates. But we did this with our children, right?
Yes.
How old was Yasmina when we sent her over first? 6 years old, 7 years old?
She was 7.
That was for a
7.
summer, if memory serves, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Put her on a
She was
plane, flew her over.
Yeah.
She spent the summer with.
Well, she was very fortunate that my parents were still alive at that time, and also in good physical condition that they can do that.
And if Yasmina, if Yvonne is still watching, one of the questions we ask all the time, because you get to this point in your life, you start asking these questions. You go, so, what did we do right as parents? What did we do wrong as parents? What is your biggest memory as a kid growing up? And I asked those questions when we were together in Seattle, and us traveling with them and taking them to different parts of the world was what keeps on coming back as what they remember the most on that end of it.
It's beautiful. 60 years old today, Keith Smith.
Nice
Look at that,
job.
1127.
Nice job. Thank
Happy
you.
birthday.
Didn't get to numbers yet. We have to do that on Friday.
Friday, yeah.
Friday, we're going to do Charlottesville numbers, which is pretty interesting. And what other jurisdictions should we do other than Charlottesville? Want to tackle Albemarle?
Charlottesville, Albemarle County.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Albemarle would be
Fluvanna,
interesting.
near and dear to your heart. We
Yeah.
should do Fluvanna.
And by the way, anybody who's watching, any real estate agent that's watching, if they want like a subdivision or something broken down, DM me or put it in the feed, and we're working on it. As we've been talking about, we're going to put a new tab on
Adorable.
Real Talk with Keith Smith.
Sorry.
Perfect.
With all these
She's perfect.
these reports,
Absolutely adorable.
pretty colors.
Yeah.
I'm talking business.
Artie with the adorable cheeks.
Which one is
Right.
that? Oh yeah.
She's perfect.
With the Mickey Mouse ears.
Thank
you, guys.
Grateful
Thank
to
you.
Spend time with you, both of you guys.
Thank you. Thank you for
yeah.
allowing me to
Breeze.
be part of this.
Yeah,
This is important.
Thank you, Shotzi. You said you were only going to stay for a couple minutes. Look at you.
it was easy peasy, right?
Shouldn't she come on more often?
Yeah.
Your arm
Yeah.
twisted. I had to save the cake.
She came with cheesecake.
Cheesecake, yeah, and the 60 candles did not maybe kind of look the way I feel. They're kind of a little wilted there.
That's okay.
You're way closer to 30 than 60, my friend.
Yeah, thank you.
Contagious spirit.
Thank you.
you.
Keith
Thank you.
Smith,
Thank you.
Yonna Smith, they're the principals of Yes Realty Partners. Judah Wickhauer adapted on the fly. So we
Thank
should
you.
Thank you.
give props
Thank you,
to
Judah.
Thank you,
He
Judah.
Thank you,
did a
sir.
Kate camera, got a camera for Yonna.
Thank you.
All within about 2 minutes.
A birthday notification on screen, Judah did as well.
Oh, really?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
He did
you.
a great job today.
Yeah. And rocking a handmade sweater. Is that a handmade jacket? Yeah.
His mom made it.
Wow.
Wow.
I need to talk to mom.
Is that a knit or a?
It's wool.
Wow. I mean,
It's
My
knitted.
favorite part is the zipper,
And she also knitted
Wow.
the
the,
scarf.
yeah.
Nice. I need to talk
yeah,
to
because
Mom.
Yona's into that now, into knitting and
Oh,
stuff.
I've always been into crocheting, but not into knitting. So
Yeah.
I like
she
it.
asked if I wanted the sweater. I said, yeah. I picked out the one that I liked. Said I'd also like a zipper and a racing stripe.
So,
It looks great.
nice
Judah.
job.
so Judah, I'm a large.
I'm a medium.
I should meet you.
I
Thank
love
you.
these people, guys. They're absolutely
Thank you,
fantastic.
guys, for
so
having
Friday's
us.
show, we'll get back to real estate. We'll talk numbers
Yep.
year over year for Charlottesville City.
And we'll do Albemarle, because
And
that'll
Albemarle
take up
County.
most of the show.
Yeah, in Albemarle County. Trust, do business with the folks that match your values and what you stand for. And I think Keith and Yonna certainly do that. Judah Wickower, props to him. My name is Jerry Miller, and the I Love CVille show is up in 58 minutes. When you see Keith Smith, wish him a happy birthday. So long, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank you for the kind
Happy
words.
birthday, love.
Thank you, Shutzi.
Happy
Thank you.
birthday. Thank you.
So, my 60-year-old bladder, I need to go.